Hey guys, part of the Creed here. Bringing you some Artifact Assault commentary in AC3. So lately I've just been sort of hesitant to do AC3 commentaries because my screen recorder has been bugging a lot, and some of the frame rates I've been getting are pretty low. As you know, the graphics card on my computer is not optimal in the slightest, and so for the most part these frame rates are pretty low. But it is playable, and I do play AC3, so try to get out some commentary for you guys. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the gameplay itself, but I also wanted to just discuss a little bit right here. I wanted to go around. I sometimes like going all the way around to the path least taken when getting the artifact. As soon as I cross the border, I hear the whispers, and so if you go back, there was that one character, and then the whispers start back up here. I should have known that it was going to be her.
First blood.
They really vamped up the whispers in AC3. It makes it actually really much easier, I should say, to identify your pursuer in the game. Anyway, but I kind of wanted to talk about Assassin's Creed 4. And so, if you haven't checked it out, AC4 Black Flag, the trailer has come out along with the gameplay trailer and some of the story trailers and a bunch of other stuff. This girl clearly saw me go in through that way. Or this guy, you can never tell. Characters versus actual people playing. But they haven't actually made any particular news with the multiplayer. Now, there was this little rumor going on earlier about how they were going to have like some sort of ship-based sea multiplayer, but Ubisoft just confirmed that it's just going to be a regular land-based single, multiplayer, just like this, essentially. Assassination contracts. And so, there have been a few things about what exactly do people want improved for the Assassin's Creed 4 multiplayer. I know after that whole smoke bomb debate that was going around, Ubisoft put out a poll on the forums asking whether or not people wanted smoke bomb to return. I actually make a mistake here. I try to teleport as soon as I get the artifact, which is usually not a good idea because, as you can see, this character was clearly expecting me to do exactly that. So you gotta be careful. But, and it was like, what do you want to see changed in Assassin's Creed 4? And I thought I'd just make a quick video going over my personal thoughts on that. I think, in terms of abilities, like, one of the questions was, do you want Smoke Bomb taken out, or maybe even changed? I think Smoke Bomb should be significantly changed, but I don't think it should be really taken out. As much as I think that it'd be great if Smoke Bomb was just not a part of the game at all, it's sort of like a trademark thing for the assassins. Like, you sort of expect smoke bombs. That's one of those stealth elements that an assassin would probably use to get away, and so I think taking it out of the game would not really be optimal if you're going for that Assassin's Creed sort of feel. What I do think is they should make it a lot more realistic. And by realistic, I don't mean like, decreasing the range of the smoke bomb or anything like that. I think they should just completely change the core mechanics of how smoke bomb works. Like, sorry, right there. Like right now, the way it works is, when you throw a smoke bomb, if someone's running at you with the smoke bomb, and you throw it, they just stop. And I think part of what I've liked about Assassin's Creed is how certain elements of it are really realistic, but Smoke Bomb is probably one of them that doesn't really make that much sense. And so I think it'd be great if when you threw a smoke bomb to someone who is... If you threw a smoke bomb, it would significantly slow them down because their visibility would be affected, and even better if on screen their visibility went down, kind of like firecrackers. But I don't think it makes sense to have it so that it just completely stops them. Because, you know, let's be honest here, if I ran into an actual smoke bomb, would I just stop running? No, I'd probably keep running. Just like with firecrackers, I think the effect would be pretty similar. And so, those are my personal thoughts on the use of smoke bombs. In terms of other abilities, like, I think they've done a pretty good job with things like Anima Shield and other such things. They always seem to decide to put some gimmicky ability in the game. In Assassin's Creed Revelations, it was Closure, and then Assassin's Creed 3, it was Money Bomb. Just don't do that. It doesn't work. Nobody uses it. Instead, improve upon the abilities you have. There are a few ones that they introduced that were pretty good. And new abilities, in terms of new abilities, I'm not really sure what they do. I guess that's up to the creativity of the people developing the game. I think the community, the Assassin's Creed community, is more in charge of telling Ubisoft exactly what they want to see change, not necessarily added. Because again, I think, you know, people over at Ubisoft are getting paid to be creative. Managed to get a nice stun here. And in terms of game modes, I think I'm kind of torn about game modes, because originally I was a little bit upset that they had decreased the amount of game modes in Assassin's Creed. I went over this before. It went like from 10 different game modes to 6, which kind of sucked. But in games like, especially in big communities like the PC and the and on live. Okay, right here. I'm not sure why I went over there for the stun. I should have just kept going. Really bad idea. But anyway, in terms of gaming modes, I think, because if you have a lower amount of game modes, especially for PC and on live, the player base won't be split as much. Like, many times I find it hard to find a game mode in the mode of my choosing. And usually I'll just go ahead and hit play now right up at the beginning of the screen and hope that I'll get something.
Your artifact is back at your base.
I make another really bad mistake. Always look before you teleport, because you'll end up with something like this, where you end up teleporting to exactly where the opposing team is, and it's just a mess. Never do that. So, look before you teleport. I mean, specific abilities. Knives are good, I think. I think they should restore knives, the knife stun, to the difficulty it was in Assassin's Creed Revelations. If you go to my observability guide for Assassin's Creed Revelations throwing knives, you can see you have to sort of round about your pursuer if you really want to get that knife stun. Whereas Assassin's Creed 3, it's pretty straightforward. Like, you can walk right into your, right toward your opponent, and you won't go into their kill radius. And I don't think it should be that hard. The game completely lags out over here. I threw those knives a long time ago. One of the big things people have been complaining about is servers. Dedicated servers, I think, would be a great idea for Assassin's Creed. But, again, that's sort of at the mercy of how much money Ubisoft really wants to spend on the multiplayer, and which in turn is dependent on how much people are willing to buy Assassin's Creed for the multiplayer, because you get games like So you get games like Call of Duty and Battlefield who have a huge player base. And because of that, they can spend the money for dedicated servers. So I think if we all spend more time getting the message out and spreading Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft will, feel compelled to actually go and get dedicated servers. And that'll greatly improve some of the lag problems, the connection problems, the finding matches problems, like all of those would, for the most part, be solved. And I think that's what they need to do. But I hope you enjoyed my rant on things Ubisoft should do. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.